Dance Moms fans, we're here to talk about Mini Mayhem, episode 27, season 6. Let's talk about it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Every time. I love it. Hi guys, it's me again, and I'm here to talk to you about Dance Moms Mini Mayhem. It's episode 27. I really love this episode, so I'm really excited to talk about it with you guys. I have the chat up, so hopefully I can see it and you guys can interact while we're talking right now. So let's start by just breaking down the episode. I was a little confused at first because it just started off right away without even anyone talking. It just started off with the elite girls practicing early, and they just know right away, hey, we want to get the job done. So Jill's talking about it. They want to put in the work early. And then, of course, there's a mini mom fight. And I think on this is just like a jealousy thing over and over again. So I'm not going to talk too much about it and dissecting what the moms say, because honestly, I think that, you know, sometimes they probably do get along, and just on the show, they fight sometimes. But yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about the girls and their dancing and just kind of break it down from there. So and just to tell you a bit about myself, I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me on all social media outlets at Jennifer Leone TV. So again, the moms were fighting, and Stacy talks to Yolanda, and Yolanda, who's Eliana's mom, who Eliana, I think, is just, I mean, she's top notch. She's just one of the best. I mean, all the girls obviously are great, but Eliana, for me, I think that she stands out, and she stands out to Abby too. So basically, Stacy is saying that Yolanda is getting too big for her britches, and I don't know. I think that she's just trying to take care of her daughter, and I think it's just a lot of unnecessary drama. But they're interrupting, you can hear them through the other room. So I think that maybe if they're not trying to do that, then it's definitely something that they should probably take care of ASAP. And I'm not sure if they do. I guess we'll find out. But both team won last week. And as I said before, I loved both of the duets, or both of the group dances. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's break down the pyramid. And we'll start with the elite girls like Abby did. We're going to go from the bottom, which it's Bryn. Bryn and Kalani. Abby says that if you're second, you're second to lose. So, or first to lose. You're first to lose if you're second. And obviously, Abby wants perfection, and that's what she expects of her girls. So that's why they're at the bottom of the pyramid. Next, you have Kendall and JoJo. Abby had everything nice to say about Popstar. She really liked Popstar. And for JoJo, there's really no feedback because she didn't have a solo, or didn't have a duet. Sorry. She didn't have a duet. And there's really nothing to compare. So, but she was great in the group dance. So she's next. And then Nia's on top. I love that Nia's on top. I think that this is Nia's time. And, you know, she had that costume malfunction in the beginning of her dance and last episode. And honestly, I thought that Abby was going to make it a bigger deal than it actually was. And for once, Abby just let her go and gave her that credit and said, you moved on. You did well. You still made all your dance moves work while you were, you know, holding up your corset. And I really, really like that. I like that Abby is finally giving credit when credit's due. And also, she does give credit when credit's due, but sometimes she does it in a backhanded way so that the girls would work harder. I do understand that, but I think that at this point, she knows that Nia is at the top of her game and just going to continue to move forward. So she's probably not playing that game too much because she wants to put that effort into the minis or the other girls. So, and again, I have the chat up. So if you guys want to chat, just comment away. I'm here. So then let's move on to the minis, the mini pyramid. So at the bottom was Peyton, and I can see why. Peyton she struggles with keeping up. She does, she's a little bit behind, and she can't really pick up the choreography fast enough. And again, when you are at the ALDC, you are learning a dance a week, sometimes more than that, and you have to learn very, very quickly. 3 days, I think, is max that they do. Sometimes it's the night before, sometimes it's the day of. So you have to learn then and there how to pick up that choreography. It's a good thing that she's young, but I think that she needs to work on that. So that's why Peyton's at the bottom. And then we have Alexis. So she couldn't keep up, and the group was tough for her. That's what Abby said. And I agree. I do like Alexis. She was at the top before, and I think that she'll be there again. I'm so happy for Nia too. Thank you, Jasmine Rush. I love that Nia is on the top. That makes me so happy because this is totally her time. And anyway, back to the mini pyramid. Eliana is next, and Abby's only feedback for her was that it's just an easy routine and it's just easy for her. So I don't know. I think that's good feedback. If I was her mom, I would be happy. Like, okay, you're doing what you need to do and just continue to move forward and work harder. Then we have Ariana. And I think that Abby's right when she says that every single dance, she makes it her own. And there's kind of a glimpse, I guess, of Maddie in her. That's what Abby thinks. And I know that she didn't say that, but she definitely led towards that path by saying she's making everything her own and she makes it even better. So for me, that's what Maddie did. And I know you guys don't like me comparing to Maddie because she's off, but bringing it back full circle, I really think that that's what is in Abby's mind too. There's always going to be that in the back of her mind. So I think that that's a driving force on why she said that to her. And she has Ariana on her eye. And then Liliana is at the top because she was flawless. Abby said that she nailed it. So that was her feedback. I think that the minis had really, really great feedback. And the big girls, she just kind of let go. I don't know. She didn't really have too much to say. Peyton is so cute. I love Peyton. I'm just reading off the chat, and I'll continue to do that throughout the show. Let's move on to Abby talking about Innovation Dance Competition. So that's where they're going, is Innovation Dance, and that's in Oxnard, California. So that's about maybe an hour outside of LA, and it's towards the ocean. So it's a really pretty neighborhood. And it's very, very close, but they still have that time frame that they have to learn. So the group numbers for the girls, for the elite team, Abby says that it is called the End of the Road. That is their name of their dance. And what do you guys think of that? I think that was, big symbolism there. And Abby has tried to prove points in the past, and I think that that's what she's doing now. So is it the end of the road for Abby? Is it the end of the road for the girls? Tell me what you think. I think that she's just trying to light a fire under her, or under the girls. And truly, truly, I think that she loves them. And these are an extension of her. And this is her work, and it's a reflection of her. So she wants these girls to just be magnificent. So to do that, She goes, "Is it the end of your road? Is it the end of my road? Where are you going next? We'll see." So then the mini group, their name is Mime Your Business. Abby's really into the the subliminal images and all the different, I guess, messages she's trying to tell them. She's basically saying, "Mime your business, shut your mouth, moms of the minis, and mind your business." I can't say that I don't blame her. I do love this show and I love everything that goes on, but these mini moms are so confrontational that I don't blame Abby for just saying, "Hey, take a hint." This is their first big hint. So I thought that was a little funny. And let's talk about duets. So Bryn and Liliana get something called, or get their duet called The Bad Seed, or The Bad Deed, which is off of The Bad Seed, the movie. So I'll get on that later because I think it's adorable. I love this dance. But Liliana is like a mini little Bryn, and it was cute. I loved, I loved that. In the end, she pulled her pigtail. I won't talk too much because I want to go on to the dancing, but I will break it down scene by scene for you guys. And now JoJo and Eliana, they get fan favorites. That is the name of their dance. And for me, I didn't know how this was going to turn out. So I thought it was cute that Abby gave JoJo another character role. And she really is playing up their highlights and what they're really good at. So that's Eliana and JoJo's dance. But Jesselyn is not happy about it. Imagine that. Jesselyn's not happy. And I feel like she's still competing with Bryn, even though I thought that they kind of calmed down and they were on each other's teams. Literally and generally, they need to be on each other's team. In this part for me, I saw the competition between Jesselyn and Ashley. And for me, I just wish that they would just put this under the rug and just get over it and move on. But of course, they are competing. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it because they're both blonde? I don't know why they are personally just going at it at each other's throats and doing these little digs throughout this show, or throughout this episode specifically, because the past two weren't that bad. And I thought that they were starting to like each other, but I guess not. So Jesselyn didn't like any of this. Of course, I don't think any of the moms would be happy that their daughter, who's an elite dancer, is paired with a mini and has to dumb down their choreography. I don't know about that. Just moving forward just a little bit, I'm just going to touch on what Abby said when they were sitting in the audience when the girls were going at it and they were about to go on stage, and the moms were just talking about the girls' dance and how it shouldn't be this dumbed down. And Abby made a great point by saying it takes you back to the fundamentals. You need to learn and continue to be great at the beginning type stuff, like the simple moves that you need to still work on. So I understand what Abby's saying, but I do understand the moms also, because they do want their children to move forward and be stars and be huge. So, oh, someone says, Caitlin Stewart says, "I think it's jealousy on both ends." I do think, yeah, I think that there's a lot of jealousy going on because everyone wants to be a star. And honestly, in this industry, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a singer, actress, model, TV host, whatever you do, in the spotlight, there's going to be competition, jealousy. It just comes with the territory. So hopefully that these moms will get over it and these girls can honestly learn from their mom's mistakes and move forward. So let's talk about the dances and how they were practicing. So the minis. This is a risk-taking number. That's what Abby said. And this mime your business, I don't know if it was so much a risk-taking opportunity for them, but I thought it was definitely cute. And it was acrobatic, which the girls aren't used to, I guess. So I watched them I watched them practice, and I understand what Abby meant by saying it's not sassy jazz. We're not doing, sassy cute. This is mime, acrobatic. This is like a circus type, I guess, aura that they want to give off. And I guess that's hard for little girls to comprehend the difference. So they think that everything's showy, jazz, and Abby nips it in the bud and said, no, this is difficult acrobatic routine. So you should learn it. And their legs and their feet need to be perfect. If you're in an aerial, you look at the legs and the feet always. So anything with your legs in general, they need to be straight. Your toes need to be point. This is over and over again, just basics. And I think Abby wants to teach the girls that again, over and over again. And to be honest, if you're a dancer and you go in for an audition, those are the things that matter, because a girl next to you, it might be you and her, and if her legs are straighter and her toes are pointed, then she gets it. Done and done. So let's move on to Paula, JoJo's little alter ego that she has on her YouTube channel. And she's this big, big, big fan. I thought it was so cute when she came in and she started doing that character. And she had the backpack, and one of the girls said, "Oh, your backpack's so cute." And JoJo said, "Oh, you can have it." She was just such a big fan, and she played the part really well. It was so cute. And I wasn't sure how this dance was going to go. I really wasn't, because it didn't sound like there was too much dancing. It was more of a character play and more of an acting role, which also could be a bigger challenge for JoJo, because she's the one that really, really needs to know the technique. Bryn always has that advantage over JoJo, whereas JoJo has the advantage of her face and her character over Bryn. So in these two duets, I think that Abby really put them in the right spot, in the right role, and saw how the minis would play off of them and how they would play to the minis. So I really like that she did that. You guys might have a different opinion. I think that it's great that you mix things up and you put people out of their element and see what happens. So now with Bryn and Liliana, they have this very dark dance. It's kind of creepy just because the music is a little creepy, but I don't know. I liked it a lot. I thought, again, it played up characters really well. And Abby said that they're both happy. I mean, Bryn is always smiling, and Liliana, Abby says, she's 7, she's always smiling, but really she is always smiling. So this is a challenge for them. They need to be creepy, and they need to be, the bad seed. So that's Bryn and Liliana. And Abby walks out of rehearsal. I don't want to talk about that too much, because I feel like she does that for a reaction. When she doesn't get what she wants or things don't work out the right way, I don't think it's ever the fact that she doesn't feel it's necessary. I think that there's always a hidden message behind it. So the moms. Now we move on to the moms really quick. The minis, the mini moms are still talking about last week and what happened with Kira. And if you didn't watch, I break down last week's episode too. And basically, I guess the minis and the mini moms wanted to say break a leg to the girls, and Kira is freaking out. Long story short, the mini moms claim that Kira pushed them, and Kira says, "I walked through you." That is a quote from her. And I feel like Kira is just so over everything, but she's so over it that when she does invest energy into it, it is a full blown effect energy, like crazy, insane, that kind of energy. So it's 0 to 100 real quick with Kira. I think that they need to choose their battles because that's something that is just so small. I think maybe that more things happen, but if the minis want to say break a leg, it takes 2 seconds. Break a leg, okay, bye, and then they're on stage. So I don't know. I think that Kira's I don't want to say. I just think that she can get a light fired up in her real quick. So now Abby is really, really working with the girls on the next day of practice. She is attentive. She's there. Maybe the day before and she left, she wasn't really, she didn't know what she was going to do. She was thinking more of the minis. I don't know. But in the next day, she is on the elite team. And again, Kendall's looking at the floor. And I notice Kendall isn't like going full out. And I know that Abby really likes when the girls go full out when they're performing. So I don't know about that, but I just saw a few things with Kendall, and I love Kendall, and she does improve within this episode, but Abby thinks that the girls are getting too big for their britches. What do you think? I think that maybe the girls are getting a little confident and they felt for a minute that they didn't need Abby, and they have the choreography. What do they need Abby for? And I understand that they need to be independent and ready to work, off the cuff. I get that. So I don't know. Abby thinks that they need to be humbled a little bit. Is not Abby knocking them down? What do you guys think? Do you think that Abby is trying to sabotage? I personally don't, but I think that the moms always think that in every episode that Abby's sabotaging. I mean, if everyone had it their way, the girls would be flawless and competing and winning first place every single week. I mean, that's the perfect world, but that's just not how it's going to work. And there's going to be hard times, and yeah, so we'll go on to what happened in the competition. But the day before the competition, Abby talks about solos. And now there's never been a solo in this season yet. Everyone's been a duet, and Abby announces that whoever wins will get the solo. There's going to be a elite dancer and a mini dancer who get solos. Do you guys think that's fair? I think that it is fair. Whoever wins gets it. I understand that the other girls want their time to shine, but if they didn't win, I think that Abby's just trying to keep them going. And she does tend to pick and choose the best choreographies for the girls in their highlights, but at the same time, she will definitely dim down some people so that others can shine. I do see that, but in this specific episode, I don't think that happened because JoJo was in the perfect role and Bryn was in the perfect role. So I think Abby said, here you go, here's your perfect roles, be you, but let's see how well you can do you because you're so confident. So I think that that's what's going on there. Minis need to work together. I watched them throughout the show, also in the past, and they are not together. And that is just a constant battle for them throughout the show. And they're not winning effortlessly. Abby wants win, win, win every week. And they're not at that point. No one's at that point right now. So we'll see how this week turns out and we'll get to it. But yeah, whoever has the highest duet. So then we're gonna move on to the actual competition in Oxnard. So first off, they start a fight right away. The rooms are small, the dressing rooms, and they need to be careful on who they put with who. And Abby does not care. She says, okay, the first solos go in the first room and then everyone else go into the other. And for the first time, they are separated. And the moms don't like that at all. Holly, I've noticed some of your tweets also agree with me what I'm about to say, but Holly is jumped on the bandwagon. I feel like she, especially in this episode, has seemed like she acts just like the other moms when usually she's the peacemaker and the voice of reason. And she was like, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that we're gonna be separated." It is what it is. You know, you can handle being in another room and your daughter's going to go on stage and then that's that. But Nia didn't have a duet, so maybe that's why she was upset. So moving on, the moms separated for the first time, and after the duets, they can switch out. So it's really, it's fast. I don't understand why they're making a big deal out of it, but Liliana says that if she loses, it's her fault. And what do you think Abby thought in that moment? Because she did say, "Oh, that's sad." I don't know if that was a positive thing or a good thing. What do you guys think? For me, I think that Abby always just tries to play devil's advocate and tries to say, well, you should be flawless and flawless in your mind. And I don't know. I don't know how she's thinking, but in that moment I was a little confused. And Kira starts arguing again. Moving forward. I don't want to touch too much on that, but she says that basically the two solos should go to the big girls and not one mini, one big girl. I think that whatever Abby says goes, and you should just go with it. It is what it is. And Abby says that the timing wasn't perfect for Eliana. And after 8, you cannot rely on cute. Is that true? I think that it's even earlier than that. You can't really rely on cuteness too much, especially when you're in competitions. And you have to focus on technique after a point because no one can just get by on how cute they are. I mean, some people can, but not in this world. And basically, Abby also talks to Bryn and says if your développé is straight, then fabulous. If not, we'll see it. Again, everything should be straight, pointed like an arrow, perfect. So she basically, and this is the part I was saying before, when the moms are talking and the girls are about to go on stage, the moms are in the audience and Abby is there as well, and she just says it's fundamentals. Your girls should know how to do fundamentals. So this should be flawless, basically. And so now let's talk about the actual dances, when they actually go on stage. This is my favorite part. So I get happy about this. I always want to fast forward to this part in the beginning of the show. So thanks for staying with me. And so let's talk about the bad deed, which was a play off of the bad seed with Bryn and Liliana. Automatically, I saw that they were not together. They weren't mirroring each other. I'm not sure if they were supposed to, but they should have been on time. I'm pretty sure Liliana was a second behind It was a little off. If she was on point, then it would have flowed perfectly. And in this case, it was still great. I'm still a fan, but it wasn't perfection. And now talking about fan favorite with JoJo and Eliana. I thought it was so cute that Eliana said, I want to be like Selena. And JoJo's like, oh, Selena Gomez? No, just Selena. And she still didn't know who that was. Selena. And the reasoning why is because the woman who killed Selena, her name was Yolanda. And she said, oh, my mom's name is Yolanda. That's why I want to be like Selena. That didn't really make sense to me, but it was still cute that there was still a Selena reference. If you girls don't know who Selena is, she is the most successful Mexican performer of all time who died in 1995, and J-Lo did her movie, and you guys need to watch that if you haven't seen it. And so now let's talk about. Oh, I wanted to continue with fan favorite really quick. I loved that JoJo was that character and she did so well. She really did. And I thought that there was technique there. It came in second, though. It did come in second. And JoJo really brought her face like she always does, but she needed to focus more on technique, as always. I loved how they started off. She was sitting in the stands and screaming. I thought that was adorable. And I mean, Eliana forgot. Eliana forgot a little minute, not even a minute, a little second or two, and she was very upset about it. And I don't blame her because that's not a great thing, not a good feeling. But I think she played it off well, and I think it worked out really well for her. Uh, but Abby's more, she's more critical of the whole idea that you're crying. You shouldn't be crying. That's when someone dies, that sort of thing. So that's what happened with that. And she said, obviously, that the technique wasn't great, which I agree with. And Ashley said to Jess, and now Ashley is starting a fight with Jess. I don't know if Ashley just speaks and doesn't think about it, but she basically put down JoJo and just said, oh, so she can just be up there and not have pointed toes and straight knees. And I don't know. I felt that was a little backstabby, even though I do feel bad for Ashley a lot of the time. She needs to realize that she can't say that to her teammates, even if she's thinking that. I mean, she said it in a very backhanded way. And yeah, her quote was, legs and feet don't need to be pointed and straight. And Jesselyn said, oh no, they were straight and they were pointed. Don't worry about it. So moving on to the group dances. Abby said that the girls should help the minis, the elite should help the minis do their makeup. I agree. I think that you're on a team and you do need to help one another. Always. If someone needs something, you give it to them. You're on the same team. And you know what? Even if you're not, you should still help someone. Always. And they were just so taken aback and said, I'm not going to help first. Abby said, and I'm not sure if she's doing this on purpose, but I do understand her reasoning for it. Abby said, no, the elite girls should help you with the makeup and then they should get ready themselves and then they should start with their dance because the minis did go first and they should have their mime faces. None of the moms knew how to do that, and I think it's important. Yes, they should know how to do their own makeup, but at the same time, everyone should help everyone. And then there's that bonding moment when you're getting ready together. I think that that's important. So I think it was a little much for the moms to scream at the mini moms and just let them be on their own. Even though they had to do that too, but they didn't have an elite team when they were minis. They were just the minis. So for this, I think that they should have helped out. I was on the mini side for this. And tell me what you guys think. Please comment and let me know. So yes, that's show business. Just moving on. I have so many notes from this show because I just critique every minute. So I have to go slowly in my notes so I don't go over anything. But so now we're talking innovation dance, mini group. It's called Mime Your Business. And I thought it was adorable. I loved the dance. I loved the makeup. The makeup looked great. First time, whatever, it looked awesome. Their costumes were so cute. I felt like I was watching the old Dance Moms again. I don't know if you guys felt like that too, but I was watching them and I just realized how big the girls have gotten and how much time has really changed because I have been watching since season 1 and it's incredible to think how these girls have grown throughout the years. So I was watching the minis and it was just really cute for me. But the minis were off. As cute as they were, as Abby says, you cannot go by on your cuteness. They need to work together. They were off. If you watch it, you can see they were definitely off. There's no arguing that. But Eliana stands out. Eliana for me, I think is my favorite. So yeah, and I don't know. So I think that they have a lot of work to do for next week. And now the end of the road. End of the road is, I think, flawless. I thought it was amazing. I thought that every girl really, really got it together. Kendall, beautiful. Everything was really, really beautiful. Yeah, Nia and Kendall, they both had a moment where they were off for a minute. But again, I really wish that we could see this in a wide angle and see everything as the girls do it fully and not just broken up with the different cameras, if that makes sense. I would love to see it as a whole. And from what I saw with the angles, I did see Kendall and Nia once or twice mess up, but I thought that really in the big picture, it was just so beautiful and I really liked it. But we'll talk about how they placed and why. So let's talk about the awards. So Duet Solo, the bad seed, got second. Not surprised, they were off. Now, fan favorite got first. I'm so happy about that. Even though JoJo's technique was off, it didn't matter because that play was still there. Even though Eliana, she forgot a little bit, didn't matter. They covered it up and they did the best that they can do. I guess in this type of situation, you always do the best that you can do. And now for the mini advanced group, Mime Your Business came first. I was so happy about that. But then the end of the road, they came in fifth. Abby Lee Dance Company does not come in fifth. And the reasoning why is because the girls choreographed this again. And they don't know what a winning number is. They don't know those certain moves that you need to put in there to beat everyone. And the girls kept saying over and over again, well, at least we placed fifth and lost to all the girls that were really great. I don't think that that's something that Abby wants to hear. I think that they should expect to be the best, and they're the ALDC. They should be the best. All those girls should have lost to them, but they're kind of justifying it. And I'm not sure if Abby's going to bring that out and talk about that next week. So, and most of Abby's critique was on Eliana on the whole crying thing. And who knows about the solos? Because we do not know. But let's get into quick predictions. Do I get prediction lights? Right, thank you.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
So what I think, we saw a little bit of next week in the promo. I think that Kendall, Kalani, and JoJo all get solos. I think that those three get solos, and the minis get punished for their behavior, their mom's behavior this week. Their moms have been too much, just too much. This week was enough because they were still dragging on what happened last week. They need to focus on this week, focus on the girls, focus on little things like looking up mind makeup and really just perfecting it. I think that they have a lot of work to do, and I think Abby really takes it out on them, and we'll see next week. And with the minis, Abby says that they're not competing at all. So I don't know if this is the beginning of the end with the minis and Abby has just had it. And I guess something happens. I have no Kendall music. So, that's right. Kendall doesn't have the representation from Abby anymore on her music. So I want to see what happens with that. I'm not so sure what Kendall is currently doing with her music. So feel free to send me anything that you have. Tweet me. I'm Jennifer Leone at TV. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I'm at Jennifer Leone TV. So now with news and gossip, really quick, I just wanted to say that there's going to be a little switch up. And you guys have been sending me everything. So I've noticed, just a little spoiler. If you don't want a spoiler, don't turn this off right now. But JoJo is gone. JoJo's gone, and the minis do come back. So I'm not sure if the minis just get kicked off, brought back on. I'm not so sure. Let's find out what happens next week. Please continue to tweet me, continue to write and comment. I love hearing what you guys have to say, obviously, since it's just me, and I'm just watching the show alone and breaking it down. So let me know what you guys think. I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me on all social media outlets at Jennifer Leone TV. And thanks for being with me, guys. Make sure to follow AfterBuzz TV, and I'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.